Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the Lumibricks Street Mod Garage, set number L9088, consisting of 1,935 pieces and rated for ages 16 and up. This building block set is inspired by the 1980s and 1990s East Coast American and Japanese tuner garage culture, featuring integrated lighting for retro neon effects, modular sections, a customizable 6-stud wide car, and intricate workshop details like car lift, pools, and graffiti, all designed for immersive display and play with a detachable front face for full interior access. This lighted set contains 7 LED lights and 18 unique printed pieces. No stickers will be harmed in the building of this set. So stick around as we unbox, build, and review our first Lumibricks set of 2026. I'm Mighty Joe, and you're watching. What's up, all you vibers and subscribers? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Brick by Brick with Mighty Joe. On today's show, we're going to be taking a look at this set from Lumibricks, the Street Mod Garage. This is one of the sets in their Street Fusion series, and I've been wanting to build this one for a while, and luckily, I got it for Christmas. So excited. So, thank you to Mama Bricks for helping Santa along with this one. So let's go ahead and get it opened up and take a look at what comes inside. All right, so opening up the box, the first thing we're greeted with is our instruction manual. A pretty hefty one at that. That's a pretty thick manual. We do have our QR codes. In case you'd like to build using the PDF instructions, you can download those. And then, of course, we do have our Lumibricks service card that has all the information you need inside to order spare parts, to contact customer service for any reason. All right, now let's take a look at our book. And right here, we've got an extra page, so it looks like they did have some information regarding one of the steps. An update. We also have a picture of our minifigures here. It looks really cool. I love taking these kind of shots from my personal collection. And then we have a little storyline here, and it's also written in different languages so that everyone can enjoy. Here it goes. That's our little mechanic, it looks like. A little shot of the finished set and the way all the walls come apart for playability. We've got our included information, our light packaging information, battery box information. As I said, also in different languages so that no one's left out. And then it shows how to test your lights, how to connect them to make sure that everything works. An explanation of the F bag, which is the specialty light parts and your minifigures, and instructions on how to construct them. And then you go step by step, showing you that step 1 is going to build this base. And then you continue on with the instructions. Clear and concise instructions. Parts are easily identifiable and indicated with a red line to show you where you're going to be placing these parts. But yeah, I can't wait to put this one together. I've been waiting for a while for this one. I was excited to see it. A lot of people have given it a little bit of hate because it's not one of Lumibricks' most elaborate sets, but it is a great looking set nonetheless. And it's going to look great with the little speed champions all around it. All right, let's go ahead and pull this out. This is what I like to call our orange box of greatness. If you didn't know, every Lumibricks set does come with its own lighting kit. And that kit consists of your safety instructions and your envelopes or whatnot of parts for the lighting. And there we see that bag 1 is actually this case with the strip lights in it. Now, I haven't had very much luck with the strip lights. A lot of the adhesive on these lights doesn't really adhere to the bricks, but we'll do what we can. And then in here we have more components. Here's our battery box, and you can choose to either use a battery box or you can use a USB. And then, of course, every kit comes with a pair of pliers for helping with the wiring and a screwdriver for the battery box if it has a screw to keep it closed. But yeah, that's our light kit, and that's what makes Lumibricks a big contender in the brick building game. the #1 name in lighting bricks. All right, and now we have our pieces. Let's go ahead and pull them out and see what we got. All right, so taking a look at our part spread, you can see that we do have 11 bag steps that are made up of 32 bags plus 2 F bags, one of which has your minifigure pieces and the other one has the light management pieces. And we have an extra bag of plates and accessories, as well as our instruction booklet, service card, light kit, and everything you need for an amazing building experience. Wow, I've waited a long time for this one. All right, friends, these are the bricks. Let's get them all snapped together and get you a quick review of the Street Mod Garage from Lumibricks. Are you ready? Let's go! right, friends, that was the build. Now let's take a closer look at the Street Mod Garage from Lumibricks. What can I say, folks? This was really a cool little build, really nicely detailed, and I don't understand why it got so much hate. It's really, really great for what it is, and the price point is perfect. Let's go ahead and look at our minifigures first. I've got them sitting on this spare fun hole battery box as a display. Pretty neat idea. We'll look at our first minifigure here. And this is a little gentleman with a white beard. Some shades. He's got really nice printed pockets and printed boots. I thought that was pretty cool. He's got a little leather vest on. It's got a little star on it. Pockets printed. The rear torso printing isn't too bad. Nothing on the back as far as the pants go. And when you're building him, the instructions do show him being built with these flesh-colored hands, but he has also got some dark brown hands, which I believe are to emulate gloves while he's working in the garage. And you can see that on the box printing as well as the pictures in the manual. So that's how I know that's what those are. All right, coming up next, we have our customer, the one they depict driving the sports car. He's got a really cool jacket on, also has a star on it, a little printed necklace. Really nicely done. Little back printing there. He's got the pink hair and some cool shades. Really cool looking character. I don't know about the pink hair. I wouldn't have made that choice, but it does make him unique. All right. Coming up next, we have this young lady right here, who I'm guessing is also one of the mechanics in the shop because she does have a wrench in her belt. And she's got this contoured print on the front with an orange tank top. No printing on her feet. Printed belt. Rear printing is very minimal. And she does have the blonde ponytail molded hairpiece. Pretty cool. And our final minifigure is this lady right here. And I don't know, she looks a little bothered, a little perturbed. And she's got a little cell phone on her belt. She's got a brown printed belt right there. She's got a tie and some lapel pins. So I'm wondering what her story is. The back just has the printing of the belt, and she's got this nicely molded hairpiece there. And look at that, she's got freckles, or freckers, as my wife likes to call them. But yeah, those are our minifigures. And let's take a look at the car that comes with the set. And this is a pretty neat looking car. You know, as far as fun hole Lumibricks cars go, there are no lights on this car. There is no battery box. There are no lights wired. It's got this really cool high spoiler. And it's got these sleek lines, gold rims. And it's got this nice looking front end. And this thing is customizable, being that this is a street mod shop. So we actually have a different trunk area, two different front bumpers, and some side molding there. So it's real easy to switch them out. All you got to do is pull off the front bumper, and you can change it with this bumper, which looks kind of okay. But to me, it's kind of like you lose the headlights, but maybe the headlights are supposed to be behind it, like in an old 60s car. And then you've got this bumper, which has more of a bar look to it. And I don't know, this to me looks like it would be more of a rear bumper. But yeah, real simple to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and put the original bumper back on because I do like the sporty look of that. Now, to change the back, it is a little more complicated, but not that bad. You simply pop off the spoiler. You're going to pop off this section as well. And then you're just simply going to replace it. Well, first you've got to take off these 1x8 tiles. They go flying. You're going to replace those with, oops, I took off one of the taillights. You're going to replace those 1x8s with 1x6s. Right there. And then simply pop on the new back end. So you can see that it doesn't leave the car looking too sporty anymore. So you can either have it looking, plain like that. There is a picture in the book that shows it with an engine sticking out of the hood. And there is an engine in the garage. It's kind of deep in there on a workbench. And that's only going to take up 4 studs. So there are no instructions, I don't think, on how to put the engine in because you're going to need a 1x2 in the back. But let's see if we can't modify that and figure it out on our own. All right, so I remembered that in my spare parts, I did have an extra engine component. So what you're going to do is you're going to take out this little 2x3 tile, and you've got that jumper right there. And you'll just take your engine piece. Now this one's like light bluish gray, but the one that's in the shop is actually like a metallic color. You just pop that on, and that actually looks pretty cool. There's a little bit of extra space in the back, but it really isn't noticeable. So if you were to then take the rear off and then take off the 1x6 tiles, add back your 1x8s, add this rear piece back on, and then your spoiler, you would have a pretty cool looking sporty car with that engine sticking out. I kind of like that. I may replace this engine in the garage on the shelf and then put the engine that's in there on the car and leave it built like this for my display. So I really like the way that looks. Yeah. As for now, we're going to go ahead and leave it au naturel. All right. Now, there are some little mini builds that you build with the set, and they're pretty much just like shop trolleys. This one has a tire in it. This tire just goes sitting on the roof on top of the other tire, but I've got it in there just to show, that you can put something in it, I guess. Over here, we have a little creeper that the character can lay on to roll underneath the cars and work underneath the cars. And then we've got this little trolley that has a little oil can in it. Pretty cool. But yeah, those are the little mini builds that come along with the set. And now let's take a look at the building itself. What a work of art. I mean, really nails the street vibe all the way down. You've got your little fire hydrant here. You've got your shop door, printed pieces for the garage door, printed pieces for the signs, printed pieces for this sign. We've got a sign right here that says all the offered services here in the shop. We've got a Street Machine Club sign right here, brick built arrow pointing down. We've got a lit sign, big wheel up here. Over here on this side, really cool, we have these drain pipes that are built. We've got a basketball and a basketball hoop, a really cool looking AC unit. Really cool. And it's got that breathing light right there. Down here, we have a stack of tires by the service window. We've got a little door that opens up to the garage. You can go in there. And then we have this little balcony area. Now, I know a lot of people that reviewed this had a problem with the fact that the railing wasn't attached. Well, I was able to fix that with this simple fix here. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Let me see if I can pop it off real quick. But if you pull out like that, you can see that I have put a single stud piece with the post on it. For lack of a better term, it looks like a baby bottle nipple and a droid arm. Now that droid arm is attached there to that piece and then to the railing so that you can put it back, and now it's attached. Before, it used to just kind of swing out and be all crazy. But yeah, that's just one of the little modifications that I made, and I'm pretty happy with it. But yeah, coming around to the back, you can see that right here we have what would have been a cool light if it was lit up, but this is some kind of, I don't know, maybe building light. The back of the building is pretty unassuming, just has these windows here. And you can see the back of the, what is it called? The patio area up top. I don't know about the design choice with these lilac or lavender colored uh, tiles along the roof. I kind of would have preferred had they been like maybe a dark gray, but I mean, you know, still looks cool. I don't know. It's kind of weird to me. All right, on this side of the building, we have all of these windows, really nice windows that you look inside. And then we come back around to the front where you can see the other side of the two-sided Street Machine Club sign and our brick built arrow. All right, now let's take a look at the roof. It's a really nice roof area up here. You can see that we do have part of the air conditioning unit right there. We've got a really cool couch that's made up of a car front end, it looks like. I love those kinds of furnitures when I see them, especially at the restaurant we have here in town called Bubba's 33. They have one in there. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have a boombox, all gold boombox. I'd like them to make a detailed boombox one day. I think that would be awesome. And we've got this other tire that's pegged down. And that's where I told you that the other tire, the instructions have it to just be kind of, you know, sitting there with that one like it's some kind of spare unit that's above old tire that they're just using for decoration. We've got a printed pizza box. And right here, we've got the back of the sign. And coming on over to the other side, well, before we do that, there's also a little roof access here. The door opens up. And the cool thing about that is this opens up so you can see the inside. And it just sits on like that. So when you pull this up like that, you can look in and you can just see, it's kind of hollow in there. But when you look in, you can see the walkway down, the little stairs that go down into the garage. Now, in all reality, the figures wouldn't fit walking up that if they were to do that, but they're not real. Don't tell nobody. But yeah, so we've got this door here that leads out into the roof area. Pop that back on and come back around to this side. You've got that light right there. And then we've got this really neat sunroof. And this the sunroof lets you look down into the garage, which I thought was really cool. And you can look down in and you can see some of the features. You can see the car lift and everything that's in there, the equipment. And then back here, we've got this part that does flip up. And this is originally where the designers had the battery pack installed upside down. And I know a lot of people complained about that. And when I saw their reviews, I thought, well, I'm going to try to fix that. So right here, we have a piece that would have attached to the other side of these on the studs on that side. But what I did was I took one of those two-sided extra light pieces that Lumibricks gives you that I had put away, and I put it there so that I can just put it on this anti-stud right there and still have the same effect of the ladder sitting up there, which I still don't even understand why that's there. But as far as the actual battery box itself goes, I went ahead and I mounted it in right side up. How I did that was with these extra pieces that you sometimes get in Lumibricks sets for putting the boxes on buildings. And then I put two gray tiles on the bottom to act as feet to hold it straight. So you simply just put it in like this, push it down, and now it's accessible so you can turn it on and off. So you can put the ladder back up here, leave it like that. You can close this back down the way it's supposed to be, and you can just reach in and turn the light on and off. In my opinion, this is how it should have been from the get-go, but you know, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the playability features of this set. So looking at the back of the set, like I said, it was a little unassuming, doesn't really have anything showing. And then it's got these two masonry bricks, which I thought was really unusual that they were turned this way, because when you look at the building over here, they're showing the brick patterns on these. So why they wouldn't show the brick patterns on the green ones, I don't know. But there are no glass panes in these windows, and the reason for that is because this is how you remove the back wall for playability. You pull on those windows and you pull it back, and you can see that the other side of the wall does have a shelf with all kinds of stuff on it. We've got some wheels here for display or for sale. We've got a really cool printed tile here of a vehicle. An extra piece of trim up here. And I guess they wanted this to look like a brick wall from the inside, so that's why the bricks were turned around. I thought about turning them around the other way, and then I decided against it because I figured, let me just go with what the designers wanted. If it bothers me later, then I'll mess with it. One of the things I did notice when my buddy Mark from Mark Builds Bricks reviewed this set, he noticed that the wheels would just fall off the pegs, and that he said he was going to put something on the ends there to hold them in. Well, I used the digital instructions on the Lumibricks website, and they had instructions to put these pieces here, but these pieces were not included in my set. Luckily, I was able to find the two little Technic plugs I needed, as well as in the right color, which is black. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I found it kind of unusual that he had a problem with that, and then the instructions showed the correction for the problem, yet the pieces were not included in the set. So rather, you could just use any kind of, one by stud to put on there. But I'm glad I was able to find in my extra parts what I needed. But yeah, once you remove this back off, that's when you get to see the beauty that is the interior. Now, I myself am not a big fan of loose pieces, but this is a really cool little build that you build, and it's a little welder. And I thought the detail on this was really, really neat. It's got little wheels. The wheels don't turn or anything, but it's got little wheels. It's got the welding, whatever that's called, the welding stick. It's got the gauges and whatnot. Really looks cool. And then up here on the second floor, there is an empty red container. But what I did was I put a bunch of the extra tools that came with the set in here, because all it really called for was 2 screwdrivers, if I'm not mistaken. And on the black tree, it was the oil can. And you have all of these extra pieces. Now, this impact right here, or this drill, what I'd like to do is right here on this table, there's a little stud on where to put something if you'd like. I think I'm going to put a little clip in there and then put this on there, because you would expect to see an impact wrench in a garage, but that's something for another time. But yeah, I just went ahead and I stuck those tools in there so that the box would have something in it. But moving in, you're going to see here that you can see the back of everything. There's our car lift. We've got a shelf full of items right there. There's the engine I was talking about, the chromed engine that would look great on the car. We've got a little machine right there for doing work. We've got a printed tile here, and it says Zen and the Art of Car. And then it says something else, but it's at a weird angle, so I can't read it. But taking a look at it from the front, you do have this really cool shop door that not only swings open to reveal the interior, but it also kind of accordion closes like that. So you can keep it open like that, which is really cool, because right inside there's a little Technic handle that when you pull down on it, it raises the garage door to give you a look at the shop from that angle. Now, it's kind of hard to show you all the details from here, but come on, this is Lumibricks, so you know we can open it up, right? Now, to make it a little easier, I'm going to remove this fire hydrant, and I'm going to remove this sign, and I'm going to show you that right here you've got your light on the sign. If you grab this from both sides and carefully pull up, it's going to release from both sides and then come straight out, and you're going to turn it around so you can get a look at what it looks like from this side. And you'll see here's the little lever I was telling you about. There's the back of the garage door. But when you pull that aside, you get a really good look at the interior of the shop. So let's go in for a closer look. Right, moving in, you're going to see that we do have a tire machine right there. And that is for mounting and balancing tires. Behind it, we have that workshop bench. We do have a staircase that goes up to the second level. On this side over here, we do have that shelf on the back wall. There you go. And then you've got what look like some car parts there hanging on the wall. A really cool little lift here that you can go ahead and bring your car, bring it on up, and put it up there to be worked on. So that looks really, really cool. All right, now pulling that out and moving it this way, you can see the wall that is somewhat hidden. And we've got a really cool bright light bar back here, a light strip that's illuminating the whole back of the office right there. And you can get a good shot of that as well. The doorway, the counter. The one thing I thought was very unusual was this right here is the service window. And the service window has some really cool graffiti graphics on it, but they're printed on the opposite side. And this opens up this way. I mean, if you wanted it to, you can have it open and have your customers walking up to the window. But I don't know. I tried my hand at turning it around and it would still open up, but this little handle would be on the inside. So you'd have to push it from the outside. But then I started thinking, well, I don't know, because the graffiti would be on the outside. I'm on the fence. What would you guys do? Would you guys leave it like this? Or would you turn it around so that you can clearly see the graffiti on this side? I'm still on the fence for that. But yeah, really great looking detail inside. Great looking shop. We got a fan up there, a little white fan. We've got a light right up here, shining down on the car area. And like I said, you can put this little crawler under here, and this could be like, the way the minifigure, rolls back and forth on the crawler. I think that's a pretty good place for it. But yeah, not much room in the rest of the shop for these other big pieces. So I don't know. I guess they're not really necessary, but there's nowhere to really keep them inside. Like maybe we could put this guy here, but then he's going to be in the doorway when you open it up. So yeah. And then simply to put the wall back on, all you have to do is get the wall, and you can see that right there, right here is the contact point. And this is on that little AC unit on top of the wall. And that's going to make contact right here with the top contact point. And all you got to do is you got to be careful with these maroon poles where the garage door sits, because they always want to knock on something. So go in straight, find the sweet spot, push it down, make sure you get contact so your front light comes on, and there you go. This car will not back all the way in, but it will back up to the first stud so you can display it like that. We'll put back our sign, put back our hydrant. All right. And now let's add some personality. All right, we've got our minifigures in place, and that sets the scene. Definitely happy with this build, you guys. Our first Lumibricks build of 2026. All right, my friends, that's going to do it for this build and review of the Street Mod Garage from Lumibricks. If you enjoyed this build and review, do me a favor and drop a like down below, drop a comment, share it with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you'd like to pick up one of these awesome sets for yourself, I'll drop my Lumibricks affiliate link in the description below. It doesn't cost you anything to use, but it does give us a kickback so we can keep buying more sets to build and review. Until next time, folks, take care of yourselves, and just remember, when life starts getting you down, just take it brick by brick. See ya!
modify my car, and you come highly recommended.
Well, you've come to the right place. We'll take good care of her. Put it on in and we'll get started right away. You won't even recognize her when I'm done with her.
Thank you, Speedy. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, look at her! Speedy, she's beautiful. I just don't know what to say.
Oh, it was my pleasure, my friend.